Should I knock? Nah. It'll be okay.
No, I want to say that some of my books have not come back from the breakup that we had. Oh, hold on. Hello! My name is Nook, of the book, but yet you already know that, don't you? May I call you back later? Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. I was just, as you can tell, my library is very mixed up right about now, and I don't like it. It's a bit much, even worse than the time that I had that a little dragonling. Oh, I forget his name. Demi. I think we called him Demi. He was a little pseudo dragon, and he was such a cute little boy. But he caused so much trouble in my library that I decided to go back to cats. And since then, I haven't had a pseudo dragon. But they live up to about 1,000 years, and you get you find that you really like the ones that you like, and then you find out that when they die, they take out most of the room with them, especially if it's something where you're trying to feed them pills. Never give a pseudo dragon pills. They're gonna go ahead and fight you the whole way. And if you win that fight, you truly don't win that fight. You lose that fight. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you didn't come here to hear me talk about pseudo dragons or cats or my library. Well, maybe a little bit about my library. You've come here for more stories about our friends, the Nightsky Syndicate. Yes, I recently brought them to my library. Oh yes, they've never really understood every time they've come here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's the way things go sometimes. You see, some people, when they come to my library, forget everything that happened up to that point, or to the point from the time they enter the library and leave, which is really bad when people borrow books, because then they forget, where did I get this book? I don't know. Well, it's mine now, and then I'm out of bloody book. Deep breaths. Anyways, back to our good friends, the Nightsky Syndicate. Yes, as we left off, they were flying to a garden from the port of Minglebury, and they had picked up a passenger, Max, a tiny furbolg. Yes, it's a very small man. It's about 3 foot tall. Usually furbolgs are very big, but in this case they're not. But little Max was very quiet, but kind of weird. Very weird, to the point that he kind of scared the rest of the crew, especially Flannery. He kind of wondered what was going on with Max, because Max would say things like, that he enjoyed being the person he is, and didn't like how he was before, and that sometimes it's fun to play with people, especially when those people don't know you're having fun with them, and it's just stuff you would probably get from a serial killer, or a serial killer that's trying to hide that they're a serial killer. Poorly. Anyways, the group didn't do much along the way to Garden. And for those of you who don't know, Garden is a collection of planetoid-like objects, and they are all interconnected by the World Tree. You see, the World Tree is a lot of people don't know where it came from. Now, I do, but I don't like to give too many spoilers. Just say that someone was trying to bring back old Dad Grisil, but it didn't work all that well. But well, depending on what you... Not as what they wanted, but it was pretty good. But, yeah, they flew into garden, and while they were in garden, as they looked for a place to park in garden, it was actually turned out that the only place on garden to actually dock is in a town called Downtown. It is a goblin and goblinoid run town. Now, just because it's a goblinoid run town does not mean that the town is nothing but goblinoids. No, it's a collection of people. There's many different humans, elves, furbolgs, every different type that you can find, and they all live in semi-harmony, as much as people can. And they are ruled over by a queen. Yes, a queen that was actually the leader of the previous fight against the overseers of Downtown. You see, many years ago, the whole of Downtown was lorded over by a evil, and even by goblin and evil people standards. He was a dick, and he basically made everybody's lives a living hell. I went there once while he was there, and let's just say that, nobody liked him. I mean, unlike other goblinoids, he was orange. Well, at least his face was orange. And he had this rat that he put on top of his head that just did not look like hair, but he thought it was hair. But that was the way he was. And he always talked like everybody said he was the best. Everybody's talking about it. He's the best. And everything's going so... he was a dick. Nobody liked him except for, those in his cult. Anyways, getting back to what our friends did. When they landed on one of the pylons. Now, I didn't go over this very well, and I apologize, I'm going on another tangent. But you see, in the spell-jamming world, there's usually 3 ways you can dock at a port. One is, of course, if you have a ship that can land on land, then you can land on the land. And there's usually a grassy field where people park their spelljammer ships. Now, some that cannot land on land, but they can land in water. There are several large lakes near the docking area that people can land in. And, of course, our friends, the Nightsky Syndicate, could have used one of the pylons, which pylons are very large things that go straight up into the sky, that since some cannot land on water or land, they have to be hooked up to this magical pylon. Now, the pylons keep the ship from crashing by infusing a steady stream of magical energy. Not enough to take control of the helm, but enough to make it so that you don't have to worry about keeping someone on the helm and keeping it afloat and making it so that you don't crash into the ground. It's a very good invention. I wish I'd thought of it, but I didn't. It was a gnome that, after 50 tries, got it right. That's a lie. That was actually done by a goblin, and the gnome took credit for it. I forget his name. I think the goblin's name was Tesla. I don't know, but I do know that rat bastard gnome's name was Edison Thomas. Yes, Dick. In fact, when little Tesla wanted his money for the invention, Thomas just beat the shit out of him. So, that's not good. Again, I'm going on a tangent, so... Anyways, they landed in one of the lakes, since the bombard, the twisted courtesan, could land in a lake. And they pulled up to a docking port, where it basically was just there enough so that a boat could lock itself in place and not float away. The group then said goodbye to Max. A very good goodbye, because they didn't want him back. And they then had to go through customs. Now, this customs is a new thing. You see, they want to make sure that nothing that you're not supposed to have is brought in. Because, you could bring in something that should not be on the planet. Say, like, what's that creature that, we'll just say rats. Say, like, you bring it in, 80, 90 foot long rats, and you're coming into an area that cannot handle those rats, then you are going to make sure not to bring them aboard. So they have customs which you have to go through. They scan you and they ask you questions. Our group went through, and they didn't have much of a problem, except for, of course, Flannery. Flannery went through, and I forget who said something. I believe it may have been Fad. It may have been someone else. I'm not entirely sure. But they had to check him for STDs. And when they did, he was given a little badge saying he's STD-free. And so whenever you hear Flannery talk about his badge, the STD-free badge, well, he may not have it anymore. I believe that was actually destroyed in the ship. Or with the new timeline. Does he have it? I don't know. I didn't... next time I see him, I'll ask him. That's what I'll do, yes. Anyways, they went through customs with his little STD-free badge, and they were given a nice little rundown of downtown. In downtown, there is, of course, several districts. The first district they tell you about is the Goblins Only district. It's only for goblinoids. Joe Rock could go into it because he is a hobgoblin. Is he? No, he's a bugbear. I'm sorry, Joe Rock. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I've been trying to get some things taken care of, but things have been getting very messed up. So yeah. Anyways, after that is the residential district. It's where basically most of the people live. Anyone who lives in downtown lives there, except for if you are a goblinoid, and you stay. You don't have to stay. You are allowed to enter the goblin-only district. Other than that, there is the merchant district, filled with shops, restaurants, taverns, everything. But fighting and weapons are not allowed. No. There's the farmlands, where most of the food of downtown and garden actually comes from. And in fact, they are usually so bountiful that they are able to supply food to multiple spheres. Yes, in fact, I have here some apples from garden, from downtown. Yes, they are wonderful apples. In fact, this one was actually from a co-op from the Yakima. Yes, they are a group of half goblin and half elf. You've never seen those before. They're very rare, and they pick apples in their orchards. They're very good. And then you have where the queen lives, and that's the Imperial Acre. There's gardens, parks, inns, a very nice, posh, upscale dining establishment, and of course, the best bakery in all the spheres. If you know a better one, then you're lying. I am telling you, they are the best. In fact, the baker there bakes for the queen, and he gets up very early to make those pastries, and they are to die for. Yes, I've had several myself, and in fact, I remember last time I went there, I was standing behind a Modron. It was very fun. I asked him lots of questions, and he gave me lots of answers, and I am happy to say that I later forgot all of what he said, because I forgot to write it down. Oh, and then for the final district is the Pleasure District. This area is filled with fighting pits, bordellos, and other things that people can enjoy. Oh yes, and a little warning, anything goes in the Pleasure District. Anything. So if you're walking around and someone comes up behind you with a knife and asks for your money, you better give him that money, because if not, he'll try to stab you. Yes. But if you stab him back, self-defense, that's fine. Yes. So, our group had actually decided to check out some things, especially some ammo and some other items for the ship, as well as, of course, for themselves. Now, they did do some shopping, which was very nice, but Flannery wanted to fight, so they went to the Pleasure District and went in to the immovable Warforged fighting pits. Oh, it was such a grand time, yes. Those fighting pits are actually run by a giant Warforged named Vestige. Yes, it is found towards the middle of the Pleasure District, yes. And fights usually run from midday to 2 hours after dusk. Okay, I do apologize, but I have to go. We will pick this up later. Apparently, someone found out I'm bad-mouthing the Dick Orange Man, and they didn't like that. I don't really care, because, doesn't affect me. My home is outside the jurisdiction, but, I'll have to deal with that. It's a lot easier than dealing with, those scouts that come up to the door and demand you to buy their popcorn cookies. They're tasty, yes, but you can get them anywhere. And if you don't buy anything, they will get violent. Yes, they all have little knives, and they attack you and they jump on you. And you have to beat them off and you're only allowed, in fact, this is in their charter, you can only allow to beat them with a brick inside of a woman's purse. I don't make those rules. If you look in their book, it's like rule number 5. Rule number 1, remember to keep your knife sharp. Rule number 2, don't tell anybody how much the popcorn cookies are. Always mark them up by 50%. Rule number 3, remember rule number 1, and do not attack with at the jugular, because if you do that, you won't get any money for the popcorn cookies. Rule number 4 is, of course, always be truthful, unless you're, of course, talking about popcorn cookies. And then, of course, number 5, if you are being beaten back, you can be beaten back by only a brick inside of a woman's purse. I don't know why. It's not written anywhere. Oh well. Anyways, I've got to go. And you all have a wonderful day. And remember, if you ever find yourself in garden, go down and get yourself some apples. Go to the bakery in the Imperial Acres, and make sure you get there early, because they usually sell out by 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, they don't open until about 4, but they're only there for an hour. They're only there for an hour. I could not believe it. But you gotta be fast. You gotta be lucky to get those pastries. Anyways, have a lovely day. And remember, knock next time you come in. I tell you every time, but you don't do that. Oh well. Toodles!